Welcome back to C2s and K5s. Today we're going to swap out the carburetor on the C10. I've been using the Rochester monojet for a while now, and I've rebuilt it, and I'm still kind of struggling with it in the manual choke. So we're going to swap it out. I got a 2-barrel Holley that I just got real cheap off of Marketplace, and I rebuilt it. So we're going to swap that out. And so here's the 2-barrel Holley that I got. And it says it's a list 6294-4, but it's basically like a 2300. So if you get a rebuild kit, it's for a 2300. So it's still got a manual choke on there. I'm gonna leave that for now because I don't have an electric choke. Maybe in the future I'll put one of those on there. But I cleaned her all up, soaked it in some chem dip, rebuilt it, put all the new gaskets and everything in there, and I put 61 jets in it just because I wanted to kind of tame it down because I have a feeling I'm still going to be getting too much gas in this thing. So, I mean, the engine's still plain stock 250, like nothing's been done to it, but it is still, you know, a low mileage engine, and we're going to see if we can't make that work a little bit better. So, we got that. I got that adapter, which is, the company was called Transdapt, and it's a 2041 because the other one that I had, these two holes were way too close together, and this opening was like an inch and an eighth or something like that. This one's a little bit bigger, but it'll still work. So we've got that. I've got the base gasket for that. I have a feeling the guy that I got it from gave me 2 adapters like this size, so I might have to, because you'll see here in a second it's like right up next to the valve cover, so we might have to raise it up a little bit. So I might have to go to the store and get some longer studs for these, because this one will go, I don't know if I can do that or not, if that's going to work. No, that's not going to work. I don't know if I can even get those studs out. I'd have to pull these studs out and then get longer bolts to run through this. Got another one somewhere. Already lost that one. Got this one also that came with. So even if I do put these on here, the bolts that I've got from before are barely, like, I don't even think that's going to be good enough because it's literally catching like one thread. So we're probably going to have to get longer bolts for that. I might have studs, but even so, I'm going to have to pull those studs out. But longer ones that are going to go in there. So, I don't know. Let's figure that out and I'll get back. So we got the carburetor on. We got all hooked up. We made a new accelerator linkage from some all thread, and I just welded on that connector on there. We got a different throttle return spring, yep. So we've got all that. We're gonna take off our air cleaner because I want to take a look inside. Yeah. Because we still have, right? This is the air cleaner on top. Because it has air cleaner. Has an air filter in it, so that air goes in there. And the air goes in there so you don't get yucky stuff in the carburetor, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like Mama's car.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, now we've got the carburetor off, and what we need to do is we need to take this front bowl off because we need to change out the jets. Because we put in number 60 jets, we went down, but I think it's still too much gas for this small engine.
Yeah, it's too much gas.
Too much gas. Okay. So what we have to do, because there's going to be gas that's in here, it's going to go everywhere. So we need to get an old rag and put the old rag under here to soak up the gas.
Yeah, because we don't want it damaging other parts.
Well, yeah, but what can happen to gasoline? It can catch on fire.
Yeah.
So you have to be super careful when you're draining gas. You don't want to just go everywhere. Yeah. So there's 4 of these flathead screws we got to take off, okay? So let's go get a flathead screwdriver, or I'll go grab one.
Yep. Okay. Now what are we gonna do?
And I'll grab a rag.
Yeah, we need to grab a rag too.
A what?
You need to grab a rag. Dad, one of these bolts are loose here.
What's that? That's like a little rubber like stopper. And what that does is when you push down, that stays in there. See, there's a rubber part underneath that pushes down so it doesn't smash down, because you don't want to be careful, because this fan, when that fan is running, it can hurt your fingers really bad.
Yeah.
That's why this cover thing is on here. All right, so we're gonna pull this plug off. We're gonna shove this rag under here to soak up all the gas. So,
That's a good rag.
that's an old rag.
Yeah,
So
good
what we're gonna
rag.
do, we're gonna take out this one here. See, look at the gas is already coming out. See? We're gonna take out this bottom one because it'll drain all the gas out. Can you reach? Turn left, no, lefty loosey. Yeah, lefty loosey. Righty tighty. I think it's loose enough. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can pull it out. Yep. So if we take it all the way out, it's gonna spray gas everywhere, so we're gonna be careful. Let's let it drain like that for a while. Okay?
And then things will catch you with that.
Well, yeah, but that's why we have a fire extinguisher in the garage. There's another screw that's down here, but I'll get that one. You want to try and loosen up those two?
Oh yeah, I forgot I had the screwdriver.
Yeah. You have a nice shirt on or an old shirt on? Yeah, I probably ought to change your old shirt. You know what I mean? Here,
Ah!
hold on. Daddy puts them on tight. You should probably put on some old
Dad,
clothes.
you
You know
might,
that.
in the video when you're editing it, you might hear me screaming.
Yeah, I'll probably hear you screaming in there. We can loosen those up a little bit now.
Yes.
Why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you run upstairs and put on some old clothes? Like an old yucky shirt, okay?
Yeah, old yucky.
Yeah, and I'll drain this gas. Okay, good job. That's why we have to be careful when we're draining the gas, because we don't want to make a mess. Because it's messy, but also a little tiny spark from something could start it on fire. You know that? So we have to be real careful that we don't spill the gas, or we contain the gas in something, whether we drain it into like a little drain cup, or we do something else like that. So we're gonna leave the fuel hose hooked up. We're gonna pull this one out. So we got all 4 of our screws. Pull this out. Let's drain the rest of that into the thingy. We're gonna keep the rag here just in case. So that's the accelerator pump, because when you do this, this pushes this down, which pushes that down, which pushes more gas in. And that's the float. See how that thing, it's like hollow? When this fills up with gas, it floats, and that affects this needle thing. Okay? So, okay, go for it. All right, we're back. Got the metering plate out here, and I'm swapping the jets out to 60 or 58s, because I had 60s. So I feel like I said, I think we're just getting too much gas in there. And I know this is not the right screwdriver for this, but it's the best one that fits that I have. So I'm no mechanic, but these only have to be snug. They don't have to be crazy tight. All right, and our power valve's a 4.5, so we are gonna just go with it. Get that there. Let's get make sure we get our accelerator pump down below this thing, or else we're gonna have trouble with that. So what I usually do is I usually put this one on first and get that lined up and threaded to where it needs to go. I'll get the other top one lined up. Alright. Just get that a little snug, just to get that lined up where it needs to go. And just lightly snug that up so it's all in line where it needs to be. Now we swapped our electric choke out while we had the thing off. because I couldn't get to it with this valve cover in the way. Snug these up, and I like to go cross pattern. Make sure everything's right where it needs to be. We don't have any leaks. Alright. Plug our hoses back in here. Plug this switch in. I don't even know if this thing even does anything anymore, but keep her plugged in. Plug in our other vacuum line. We should be good to go. Let's put the throttle linkage back on here. And this little bitty cotter pin. Just enough to hold her. Alright, then I just need to run a hot wire for the choke, and we'll give it a test. So, got it all back together. I put the new jets in here. Adjusted the choke a little bit, or I mean the throttle screw. Sounds good, feels pretty good. I don't hear any stumble or any choking. Maybe a little bit. But again, this is a stock 250. There's been nothing done to it. Stock intake, exhaust, cam, nothing. Everything is completely bare bones. So, let's throw the air cleaner on here and go for a ride. Choking a little bit there, taking off in second. It feels pretty good though. We'll get out on the road here and we'll see what happens. Turn on the AC, see how that works. Not too bad. It's AC going. I put a vintage air in here. I know it's probably dragging on the motor quite a bit, but it's Phoenix, and it sucks with that AC, especially in a black truck. Too much gas, but that's all right. It for the test drive today. So if you want to subscribe and like, keep on watching. This is going to be you know, more videos of me working on the truck. I know I'm no mechanic, but just doing little things here and there to make her a little bit more drivable and keep her on the road. So thanks for watching.